Please now felicitation starts. Please come this one. Shivani, please come. Some few words about this. 1 second, Shivani. Take this. So we have our own Friday group channel in YouTube. So please make it Friday group. It will be available all 95 videos one place. This will be today night itself. We are trying to upload it. Let us see. And Narasimha addressed our first 8th Friday group meeting. One second. 8th Friday group meeting on Italian varieties. On behalf of India as a ASG, we defended our case. That's a beautiful way. We don't have a recording system that time. After 33rd Friday group meeting, we started recording it. Then Ayodhya judgment analysis, of course, is wonderful. And interpretation of statutes and with the aid of constitution, that's one of the best video available in our Friday group channel. Please don't miss it. And wonderful Narasimha. It's a big honor. Recently I noticed how I missed him earlier, only that day I heard it. Really, it's a wonderful for young lawyers. You can easily make out your case. That's one. Please, Shivani, you can proceed.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking off your time.
Thank you.
I would like to give a brief introduction. Justice Narasimha was born on 3rd May 1963 to Srimati Satyavati and late Sri P. Kodanda Ramaya in Hyderabad. Graduated with triple degree, majors in economics, political science and public administration from Nizam College, Hyderabad, and pursued law from Campus Law Center, Delhi University in 1988 and enrolled at the Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh. Initially practiced in AP High Court, Hyderabad, and shifted counsel practice to Supreme Court in 1989. He has appeared in a large number of cases in the Supreme Court and has worked as the Commission Counsel for the Justice Chinnappa Reddy Commission. He was designated as a senior advocate by the full Court of Supreme Court of India in the year 2008. He has appeared in a large number of public cases involving constitutional, administrative and environmental issues. He was appointed as the amicus curiae by the Supreme Court of India in many cases such as the Forest Bench, Judicial Appointments, BCCI, where he assisted the court. Appointed as the Additional Solicitor General of India in 2014, during his tenure, he represented the Union in a number of landmark cases, including the NJAC case before the Constitution Bench, part of the Indian Supreme Court delegation to the Canadian Supreme Court, where he presented a paper on extradition, had the rare opportunity to represent the Indian Republic before the International Tribunal for the Law of the Seas at Hamburg, Germany, also defended India before the Permanent Court of Arbitration in ICJ, Hague. Part of the governing body of the National Legal Services Authority of India and Mediation and Project Conciliation Committee of the Supreme Court of India. He was part of the high-powered committee constituted for suggesting sweeping changes to the Arbitration Act and to suggest mechanism for institutional arbitration. He was a member of the committee relating to the restructuring of appellate tribunals and the Committee on Corporate Social Responsibility. Also been a member of Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority. He had been on the Executive Council of many national law universities and other educational institutions. He was elevated as a judge of the Hon'ble Supreme Court of India directly from the bar on 31st of August 2021.
Thank you, Shivani. Friends, in between this main felicitation and there is one small item that is only dedicated to our beloved Narasimha, and I know his father and his background. Akshata came all the way to perform some Carnatic this thing for 3 minutes. Just please. This is for Narasimha on behalf of Friday Group. Exclusively for Narasimha. Wonderful this thing. I mean,
Sheshu is inimitable.
Please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. रामचंद्राय वेदसे चन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः राम 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 सीता राम गिन्नीरो सीता राम 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 सीता राम गिन्नीरो अमर पतिय दिव्य नाम अंदु ಒದಗಗೋ ರಾಮ 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 ಸೀತಾ ರಾಮ ಎನ್ನಿರೋ भरदिय मन भटरु बदो भरदिय मन भटरु बदो ಹೊರಟಿರದು ಮೇಟಿ ತುಳಿದು ಕೊರಳಿಗಾತ್ಮ ಸೇರಿದಾಗ ಹರಿಯ ನಾಮ ಓದಗದೋ ರಾಮ 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 ಸೀತಾ ರಾಮ ಎನ್ನಿರೋ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ದುಷ್ಟ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ ಸಮಯ ಪುರದರ ವಿಠಲ ನಾಮ ಓದಗದೋ ರಾಮ 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 ಸೀತಾ ರಾಮ ಎನ್ನಿರೋ ಸೀತಾ ರಾಮ 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 ಸೀತಾ ರಾಮ ಎನ್ನಿರೋ ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಎನ್ನಿರೋ.
Thank you. Thank you, Akshata. Really wonderful.
You are a lawyer?
No, she is a senior resident doctor Ames. For your purpose, she is all the voice. I request nothing on you. On behalf of Friday Group, for himself to Akshata this sir. Right. Please. Now real felicitation starts actually. Please. Friends who are all close, come. No, how can this is our choice? It's not your choice. Proud of all of us. You went directly. You are 9th one. Maybe in the last 70 years.
My God.
My God. This is
My God.
Rahul, come. Yes.
My God.
Please come. Anybody, please come. थोड़ा इसको नीचे करो बॉटल हटा दो कैसे अंजनी को ठीक है शोन पूरा
हाँ पूरा
कवरेज हो रहा है
यस सर
थैंक यू नरसिम्हा
Thank you. Joshi will give you an Mr. Markandeya for your book.
Very good.
Excellent.
Can we read, sir?
Yes, sure. I've read your first part. I mean, after the second and third edition, I'll have it. Surely. Shita, you want to?
By this publisher, first edition.
She wants to be there. So you. Thank you. It's a memorable Thank you. Request Vikas Singh, our Honorable President, is here. We missed him.
Hello.
Can say a few words, Amanda.
No, it's always a pleasure to have someone who was part of us and who has distinguished himself so much to have been elevated to the bench, and he will be the first lawyer, second I would say lawyer Chief Justice of India after Justice Lalit, which is also a great honor for our bar. Justice Narasimha is a part of our family. He will always remain a part of our integral family. And the kind of gloom that we've all gone through, the kind of despair that we've all seen in the last 2 years, the kind of people that we've lost in the last 2 years, speaking something of, bringing in some positivity for our members is something, sir, very, very appreciable, because today is a time when, because of our getting over all this negativity in the last 2 years, we are again looking at hope, we are again looking to a bright future, we are again looking like things to get better from what it was prior to the pandemic, and your words today will make a lot of difference. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please, Vishnu, please.
No.
Yeah, please. It's on. Yes, it's on. It's going direct in the mic.
Friends, let me at the outset, on behalf of all of us, congratulate our first a friend, our fellow Friday Club member, and now a judge of the Supreme Court of India, Narasimha, on his singular distinction in not only achieving from his part, in being recognized and being offered to come over to the other side. Let us give a round of applause for that. What I have observed about Narasimha, I think going back to 1988 perhaps, is that both on the field and off the field, since Napinai mentioned cricket, let me also allude to it. I think he has, the way he has conducted himself has been a role model. There has not been a wrong foot placed this way or that way, whether it was being fair inside court or in his conduct with the juniors, advocates on record and seniors and the staff.
That shows how nicely I concealed it.
I am not talking of what happens inside the office. If the only CCTVs were there, we will all have some difficulty. Or worse still at home. But very quite frankly, I think this is what matters. The way you treat your fellow lawyers, I think you don't have to look far as to how he's already in the last so many months treating the members of the bar with utmost courtesy in court. It is not given to a practitioner to praise a judge, but it is not in that context. But since he has moved from the bar, there are certain qualities which all of you know and which is available in public domain to highlight that. And this is the occasion. It's very nice of Seshu to restart the club. I used to wonder why Seshu didn't go virtual with his Zoom classes. But he was waiting for this occasion. Physical to start, and you start with a bang. And how candid Justice Narasimha began, or if I can just deviate for this moment and say Narsi began. When he said, I was actually waiting for it. See, that shows the candidness of the person. And not only you, we were waiting for this, is something which you would be happy to know. There was a spot, now that you are out of the group, rightly so, you left the WhatsApp group. Ever since it was announced, there have been a lot of messages welcoming it and positive messages. And as President Vikas mentioned, we have come out of a pandemic, and now that the pandemic is over, and we pray it is really over, and we have started with a bang, and I wish the Friday Club, of which I am a proud member, Friday Group, he doesn't want to use the word club, because club has some pejorative, particularly on a Friday afternoon.
And when you're from the bar.
And when you're from the bar. And when you have happy hours. So it's a very happy occasion, and on that note, let me conclude. Thank you,
Krishna. So nice. I request Ms. Subodh Markande will say a few words.
This morning I was reading the judgment which was delivered by you on 6th.
Judgment delivered by you. Okay.
That is, I think, Sukh Dutt from Haryana, and I think Himachal Pradesh. I think it was a land acquisition matter in which they first took over the land, built a road, and then, High Court directed them to. So, when I read that judgment early this morning, I thought that rule of law in this country is totally safe.
Point is, Justice Narasimha said about 5 advices, very appealing. That is the reason he is now become man of honesty, hard work and humility. Humility is very important. And there is a saying in Telugu, the version, how to succeed, how to hate success. Manishi Vijayaniki 5 metlu avasaramu. Manishi Vijayaniki 5 metlu avasaramu. Manchi ఆలోచన, మంచి ప్రవర్తన, మంచి పని, మంచి భావన, మంచి మాటలు, ఇవి 5 అవసరం. సరిగా ఉందా? These are always good thoughts, good words, good actions. This manas ekam, vachas ekam, karmanyekam, mahatmanam.
Nice. So now we can make out.
Manas ekam, vachas ekam, karmanyekam, mahatmanam. That is, you must have a fine, pure thoughts, pure words, and pure actions. It will make you go to heights and all. So that is now I just see Narasimha and all. He is a man of PS, means he is pleasant and smiling, and persuasive and sincere. And in fact, he is not in the bench now. He is in the bench as a bar, representing the bar. Wish you all the best.
That I'm sure he will always.
Thank you.
Nakvi, please, sir. Sorry, reverse it is going on.
Thank you very much.
Please.
There are only few moments when a lawyer is short of words, and that day is for me today, because there are mixed feelings, and after more than 2 years we are meeting again. And thank you, sir, for giving us time on this kind of interaction where we can freely talk to you and we can freely have your views. And thank you, Seshu sir, for reopening this session with such a huge number. It's Friday and we can't imagine such number of people in the library too at 4 o'clock. Yes, exactly, sir. Exactly, sir. And thank you once again, sir. Thank you.
So any young women want to speak, please immediately come. Please,
Actually, when we started joining the Friday group, I think it is last 4 years. We are attending each and every class conducted by Seshu sir. So we have seen Narasimha sir from this side also when he was an advocate and he was giving the speech. And again now we are seeing him as a judge also. What thing I would like to tell, because all seniors are here, so I cannot give a big speech or something. But afternoon we were discussing amongst our all ladies friends, and we were of the point when person grows higher and higher in his position or in his thought, then he should become more polite and polite than whatever he is. And this is the best example when we see sir, when he was an advocate as well as judge, he had changed nothing. And we have seen, although I have a lot of practice of 28 years, and I have seen the people changing very quickly with slightest position they get. Not just in thought, in every action. Sir can understand better. Smiling. But we are not seeing any change, sir. And we wish all the best. And big thanks to Sheshu sir to start this. And it will continue forever. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Ashok Arora, former secretary of the bar. Want to say?
Sir,
1 minute, Arora sir. Shivani, where is Shivani?
Sir, I only say this, sir, when heart is full, words are few. That 100% applies to you, and one quote which is very dear to my heart, and I think it applies 100% to sir. He says, purer the soul, quieter the mind, sharper the intellect. So that 100% applies to you, sir. I'll finish with this. Thank you.
Janjani, you want to say something? Please, tell Janjani.
I first of all wanted two things to say. Mr. Sheshu, who created this occasion, very important occasion for us. And then I know Mr. Narasimha more, that he is very fan of the melodious songs, classical music. Many of us doesn't know this thing, but I know. And he must conceal that he is very good in that. Thanks to Mr. Justice Narasimha.
Thank you.
And that is it.
Give it to Randy Thomas, you want to say. 30 seconds, Randy.
Good evening.
30 seconds. Now it is long over 30 seconds. That's why I said 30 seconds.
Sheshu knows that if I take the vote, I will finish it before 30 seconds. Honorable Justice Narasimha, Sheshu, all friends here. It is a great evening today, not only for Sheshu, for the entire bar. One among us, that too, such a person who literally followed Gandhi. Bura mat dekho, three monkeys of Gandhi's thing. Bura mat dekho, bura mat suno, bura mat bol. If there is an example in the whole bar, that is Justice Narasimha. And we expect you till the end of your tenure, the great reciprocation from you, which you are already doing it. Thank you very much.
He is going to be Chief Justice of India 2028.
ऐसा कोई guarantee नहीं होते जिंदगी.
Please, Aditya, please come. Aditya want to say, Aditya Chaudhary.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to all my elders. Thank you very much, Sheshu sir, for this opportunity. And Narasimha sir, of course, you have been very, very dear to all of us. I just want to add to what Vishy sir said just now, that you never had a wrong foot like a batsman when you were off the field or on the field. Being a cricketer, I would say that you are still continuing to play the innings. You are not out because you have never had a wrong foot. Even great batsmen get out because of the wrong shots or the wrong foot. But you have always been on the right foot, and you are not out, and you shall remain so and reach to the highest. Thank you so much. Great to see, great to be back with the Friday group. Thank you very much.
Please come, Rahul Sharma, please come. Rahul Sharma want to say.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, your lordship.
No lordship, yeah. I was trying to tell somebody that I'll give you half of my salary if you stop calling me lordship. I don't know when we'll stop that.
But that happened when Murli sir issued that notice in High Court, not to address him as lordship. So
It has always been pleasure watching you, sir, interacting with lawyers and young lawyers like us. And I want to mention that I have silently watched you during those discussions and lectures at the ISL for international law. Sir would come in and would make notes and would deliver his part of speech and would contribute a lot to international law. Thank you, sir.
Finally, friends, after this, immediately we have a tea at our canteen. Coffee shop only. Please join all of us.
Can I have coffee?
Yeah, coffee. Yeah, one more thing. She will read the Justice Narasimha's message. It was written in our book. Unfortunately, I have not collected all your signatures. Generally, that is right because of huge this thing we could not make. Please, you can.
has written something for our Friday group. It reads, I was part of the Friday group. I'll continue to be a proud member till I am. Thank you, Friday. Thank you.
Finally, you have to some sweets. Please. Mysore Pak hai. It's a Mysore cake.
He has got the sweet for the right sweet for the.
After this, we have to join. I'll just sweet. Yeah, please.
Mysore Pak. Mysore Pak.
कैमरा बंद करना
Very well done. Excellent. I was sitting here.
शेर साहब कैमरा बंद कैमरा बंद
Wonderful. Very nice. Very nice performance. I love half of them. We'll share. Honorable Justice Narasimha, it gives us great pleasure in the Friday group to have a person back to our midst. After an illustrious career as a lawyer, senior counsel, he has now crossed over to the other side, and it is our great pleasure to have him back with us, to congratulate him and to wish him all success. As a person who has now crossed back and playing the third innings in the profession, initially as a lawyer, then as a judge, back as a lawyer, I would like to wish him only one little thing. The mindset of a judge is something to be coveted. I do wish, sir, that you will really enjoy the sublimity of judgeship and derive the rapturous pleasure that you get out of judgeship. I know that you have made a lot of sacrifices to accept judgeship. We are all conscious of that. I think even a magistrate to accept judgeship will invariably have to make sacrifice. And compared to that, the sacrifice that you made is great, and I am sure your sacrifice will be adequately rewarded by the sublimity of the existence that you will feel as a judge. I wish you all the pleasures, all the rapturous pleasures of judgeship, and wish that you will make a mark of your own in the very sublime profession, sublime calling, sublime mission that you have undertaken. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Napina ji going to give vote of thanks overall, please.
Seshagiri Gariji, thank you so much for giving me this privilege. Sir, I will follow what you mentioned earlier about brevity and keep this vote of thanks really short. India has it is multifaceted, but it has two obsessions, and you have played a key role in both, religion and cricket. and of course, cricket itself is thought of as religion mostly. So you were the face of Ram, and you ensured that the focus would move back to cricket as a game. You did not straight bat and no googlies there. So in typical form, however, you did not focus on all these large things. You pointed out to us with today's very friendly and easygoing talk about the journey which comprises the small things in life. The very small things about how you first came and sat in this very SCBA, your friendship with the bar, your journey in terms of how you grew from a young lawyer to where you are today. I'm sure, as with all of us, every single millennial here and those who are going to hear this lecture many times over, thanks to Seshu sir, are going to be inspired by it. Thank you so much for sharing this journey. I particularly like the portion where you shared about your father's advice, because now your father's advice is not just for you, it's for all of us here today. So thank you again for sharing that with all of us. I believe that the journey for you going forward is a lot longer than what has been till now. Not probably in terms of years, but in your contribution that you're going to give to the bar and the bench. With your journey from the bar to the bench and going further, our wishes and our prayers are with you. Prayers because we know that everybody who stands out here and speaks in some form or the other provides confidence, and most importantly, and this is what I would like to close with today, is you gave all of us hope by talking about truth prevailing, by talking about how it does not matter where you're from and who you were yesterday. What matters is where you're headed tomorrow. So thank you for that. Thank you, Seshu sir, again for this Friday group and what you're doing through this. And thank you all for attending today.